To be completely honest, I am very overwhelmed in this space. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally tackling my office. We have lived in our house in Arizona for about 3 months now, and I've kind of done some little things here and there to make this room somewhat functional, but it's gotten to the point where I just have to give this my all. We have to change the space up and make it what it needs to be because I do spend a lot of time in here working. To be completely honest, I am very overwhelmed in this space. I think mostly because there's just so much in here right now and not a whole lot of function going on, and it's just very, very chaotic. So I'm gonna first start by taking everything out of the space. We'll start with a clean slate, and then we'll slowly start building furniture, moving things back in, and kind of see where it goes. I don't know exactly how it's gonna turn out. I do have a vision, but it's not quite as crystal clear as I usually have for makeover spaces, so we're just gonna have to do this together. But I'm here, I know you guys are here along for the ride, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I wanna hear you say that you only want me. So as I had mentioned, the first thing that I wanted to do in this space was clear every single thing out of the room, or basically every single thing, like all the little things that were just piled in here. And that way I was really able to start with a clean, empty space and just kind of let things flow naturally back into the space. So that's what I'm doing here, is just pulling everything out. I do have a lot of different things that were either not unpacked yet, or things that I'm just holding on to for different makeovers in our new house, or kind of changing things up in here. So we did have a lot of things just kind of being stored in here temporarily. So I'm really excited to be getting all of this out of here, and it's just going to help make this space feel so much more peaceful and calm, and of course way more productive since it is a home office. So one thing that I did want to mention before we get going is going to be part 1 to my office makeover. We are going to get the majority of things done today, but I am going to be sharing a part 2 at some point when we go back into this office. We'll paint all the walls, we'll actually add in some new light fixtures, and then I'm also going to be adding a different rug into this space, and I think a few other things, but those are some things that we haven't quite figured out, but hopefully those things will happen in the next few months.
Falling carefree from my worries, swear that happy is growing on trees. Chasing cheap thrills, out for the kill, leaving gold footsteps around me. Colors and lines make me tie-dye, higher than heaven, I'm in the sky. Call me
So this sideboard that we are going to be building is from IKEA, as you can see here, but it is one of the Besta units, and I love these ones because you can totally customize them. You can pick different sizes, different styles, different configurations, and then you can even customize like the color. You can also customize the different style doors that you put on. So we actually have a Besta unit in our guest room. We also have one in Kyle's office, and now we'll have one in my office, and all of them look like completely different pieces. So definitely a great option if you're in need of something like this and you need something pretty custom. You can totally customize this to whatever you need and make it look exactly how you want.
Winning the game every time I play. Misery's gone, heart is turned on, neon. I'm twisting around the stairway straight to all my better days. Looking through rose-colored glasses at all my mistakes. Breaking through the ceiling, unfazed. Baby, watch me come alive, come alive. Strike like the lightning in my lungs, can't fight it. My love is like a drug, I got fire dancing.
You say you're an 80s baby?
I was born in the 80s.
That is the
And
most
so were you.
ridiculous thing I've heard.
And so were you.
Oh, this is just like so ridiculous.
Amanda, when were you born? In which decade?
The last few months of the year.
Then you're an 80s baby.
No.
You were born in the...
Well, then I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah, you were a 90s kid because you were born in the 80s.
I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah, you were a kid in the 90s, not born in the 90s.
I was still a baby in the 90s too.
I'm a 2000s adult because I was born in the 80s. I was an 80s baby,
What about
90s
someone
kid.
that's born in 1999, like at the very end of 1999? They're 2000s.
No, they're not.
millennials.
They're a 90s baby.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
In what decade were they born?
Barely.
90s.
Barely.
90s.
Barely.
90s.
They didn't even know about it.
Strike like lightning in my lungs, I can't fight it, it's a drug. I got fire dancing in my eyes so bright. Can't help the way I light up every time I strike like the lightning in my lungs.
We have the Besta unit all built. We don't have the doors put on because I actually have two different style doors. I have these like wooden chevron style doors, and then I also have some that are kind of like squiggly. I think they're actually black, but I was planning to paint them, and I got those because these were out of stock. And then whenever we went the other day to get some little hinges that we needed, they had these ones in stock, so we went ahead and picked them up. So I'm going to return one of the doors, but because we have like different like wood tones and things like that going on in the room because of the desk and a little craft station that I'm gonna set up, we're gonna actually not put the doors on until we get everything else built, and then we'll kind of see which ones are gonna end up working best. So here, Kyle and I are just starting to put together a little desk that's going to be kind of like a crafting or DIY area. And I'm so excited to have this space, but I picked this specific desk for a few different reasons. One reason is because I love the color and texture of it that it added into the room, and I feel like it really helped bring in that earthy tone that I'm trying to achieve in here. But I also love that it was curved on the edges. I felt like that just brought a lot of dimension, a lot of interest over into this area. This is something totally different, and so it kind of stands out a little bit. But with that being said, one thing to keep in mind while you are decorating a space is to pay attention to the flow of the room. And what I mean by that is making sure that you are tying the room together. So whether that is done by color or texture or different materials, that is something you really want to focus on. And what it's going to do is actually carry your eye throughout the room. So like I said, one of the ways that you're able to do this is by bringing the same color throughout the room. So I have this desk in like this light wood color along with the doors on the cabinets, and then I'll also have some other pieces continuing throughout the room, and you'll see kind of how it starts to pull the room together. All right, we finally got the desk all built. So this is gonna be like my Cricut station, my crafting area right there. And then we have the sideboard built. And I think because actually the doors to that one match the little new desk really, really well. So we're gonna end up doing these doors as opposed to doing the other doors. But I think I'm gonna try to maybe have to paint this desk because I feel like it does not work. Kyle says I can't paint this desk. He says it's unpaintable, right?
It's gonna get gross. It's gonna get gross. You can't just paint a desk.
I think I could. I don't know. I'll show you one up close, but these are like really, it clashes. It doesn't go good. These are like really warm, neutral, like light woods. And this is like, well,
you know what this would look better in? Spray paint black. And after a year, just pieces falling off, dirt stuck to it. Look great. Wouldn't ruin the desk at all.
I don't know. But this doesn't look, it just clashes with that wood. You can't tell on camera, but it does. I don't know. So we're still debating on that. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and add these doors onto the sideboard, and then we'll kind of see how much time we have. The boys are about to be getting out of school, so we might have to take a break for the day. But we definitely did get a lot of progress done. We got everything cleared out of here. We got the big furniture pieces built, and decided we'll probably paint that desk.
I already know better. 24K got nothing on me.
Yeah, that looks so nice.
I like it.
I do too.
I was unsure about it.
Yeah.
Like I thought it's kind of weird, but now that it's on here, it's gonna fit this room so good.
I love it. And with the desert pictures up high.
When you have so much natural light too, that it really brightens everything. Yeah, I like it. I think that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I love it too.
Make you want it forever. Try to play a game, but you don't play for keeps. Messing with a girl from the east side, yeah. Kinda love you, wanna build your dreams on, yeah. But I already know better. I'm a go-getter and I got me, I'm good. I'm head over shoes on hardwood. For me, you know I wrote the book. I'm moving along from somebody wrong, so go ahead. Tell me all the ways you miss it. How you want me back in your bed. But I'm not around for hearing you out. I gave you too much honestly, and you closed the door. Now you're calling me, but I don't need you anymore. Yeah.
So here we are just starting to roll up the rug. This rug we actually love, but I just didn't feel like it really went with the space or did any favors for the space. So I am going to be ordering a different rug, but this rug is probably going to end up going into our guest room, which I think we'll end up sharing in the next month because we do have visitors that are planning to come later on this fall. So stay tuned for that. I am so excited to share that room as well.
Chasing a ghost who don't try. I'm top of the shelf, but you help yourself to somebody else.
Alright, so it is the next day. We have everything built, or basically everything. There's one little piece that's actually like a cat tree, but it's very cool. So we do have to build that little piece, but the rest of the things that we have to get done in here today is really just decorating, which is like the funnest part. You get to kind of see it all come together. One thing that I really wanted to get your guys' opinions on is on these two coves right here. So this is the door right behind me where you walk into the office. And so off to your left, you have these really big coves. I'm not sure what to do with those spaces because I am planning to put two pictures right here above this unit. And so the other thought was to do like two big pictures, one in each of those. But I feel like that just might be too much right there. So I was thinking to add in some shelving, like possibly 2 shelves on each one, and then do that for both. Either way, we're not gonna do that today just because we won't end up having time, and Kyle said that's a little bit of a bigger project than what we're doing today. But this is going to be a part 2. We have the paint to get done in here, we have lighting to add in, we have just like a lot more little things. I wanna get a rug for this space, possibly do something with my desk, but I'm gonna actually try to tie that in as well. So there's definitely gonna be a part 2 to this office, and if we decide to add in shelves, that will be in part 2. But let me know your thoughts if you think that this would look good with shelving, or if you think I should just add like some big art pieces or I don't know. If you guys have any ideas for those, let me know. I think for today, I'm just gonna kind of decorate them. But anyway, we do have a lot to get done. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So before jumping into all of the decorating, I did want to take just a few moments to organize my new crafting desk. I am so excited about this. Actually, before I started YouTube a few years ago, one of my biggest hobbies was crafting and doing DIYs, and I've kind of gotten back into that over the last year or so, especially with my Cricut, but I never have a good spot to do it, so I'm always like at my kitchen table or something, and it's always just kind of taking over the space. So I'm really excited to finally have a designated space so I can go ahead and keep it out and just work on my crafts whenever.
Don't waste your life on looking down. Gotta lift your feet up off the ground. Get up and find yourself. Find yourself.
So these two prints that I ordered off Etsy were actually the thing that started it all in this room. These were definitely my inspiration going forward. I love just the desert view of them. I love the earthy colors and all the bright reds and oranges in them. And this is actually one thing that I would recommend doing whenever you're doing a room makeover, is try to find 1 to 2 pieces to kind of grab inspiration from and then build out from there. It's so helpful in making a room come together and just making it feel like one cohesive space and not just a bunch of random pieces just kind of thrown into a space. It definitely helps create a nicely designed room.
Gotta break these chains if you wanna grow. Wake up. Wake up. Don't waste your life on looking down. Gotta lift your feet up off the ground. Get up and find yourself. Find yourself. Find yourself. Find yourself. Find yourself. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. Get up and find yourself. Find yourself. Find yourself. Find yourself. Find yourself. Run if you don't let go. Gotta break these chains if you wanna grow. Wake up. Wake up. Don't waste your life on looking down. Gotta lift your feet up off the ground. Get up and find yourself.
You and I could chase forever. It's a perfect night. We're so good together. You and I, we find captivated in my mind. You and I could chase forever.
Alright, it is definitely coming together. I'm really not loving these coves. I just feel like everything, it's not fitting right because of the height of them. This piece was kind of actually intended to go in the space in this room, but then since I changed things up in here, I am actually thinking it's gonna go in another space. So that one will probably go to another room. I love this plant. This is a ponytail palm. So I love a lot of the pieces, but I just don't think they fit well in the space. So I'm really thinking that we probably will add the shelves, unless if you guys can come up with something else. But for now, that's kind of how I think I'm gonna leave it. I think I might end up changing this lamp out for a floor lamp, and I'll find another spot for that. I just love that lamp, but I can't really find a great spot for it at the moment. But I think we're gonna do a floor lamp right here, since currently We have zero light in this room, or like, I mean, we have those little tiny cove lights, but they really don't give off any light. So I want a lamp in here until we can get some lighting in here. And then I also want to paint this. It's like a bright gold. So I want to paint the trim on this a black and then get this put up on the wall right here. So I can have like a command center. I couldn't think of what it was called. Anyway, so we're making a lot of good progress. So let's finish things up.
You and I could chase forever. It's a perfect night. We're so good together. You and I, we fun, captivated in my mind. You and I could chase forever. And I could chase forever. It's a perfect night. We're so good together. You and I, we fun, captivated in my mind. You and I could chase forever.
So here I'm just starting to tape off and paint the edges of this wall calendar. I got this at HomeGoods at TJ Maxx recently, and I loved the size of it. I love the style of it, but I did not love the gold edging around it. And so I'm just taking some matte black chalk paint and giving it 3 coats just to give it really good coverage. And it's amazing how much it totally changed the look of this piece, and it ends up making it look so much more cohesive in the space. So keep that in mind when you're creating a new space, whether it's something that you already have, or if you're able to thrift something, or even if you find something at the store but it's just not what you're looking for, keep in mind that you can always change it up and make it perfect for you.
Your eyes on the horizon, stay gold. All I need are your eyes, you're my arrow. Now we're running into the wild. I see the light. I feel alive. Put your head on my shoulder, you're safe now. When the rain
So here I was actually trying to tie in our gray couch. My gray couch I've had for a few years, and I love it because then my family is able to come in and hang out with me while I'm working sometimes, but it was just not fitting really well into the space because it was like a stark gray and the rest of the room is more like tans and browns and earthy tones. But I knew that I could make it work. I just had to change up the pillows. So I'm just adding in some pillows with this leather detailing, but I would love to get your opinion on if you like the black pillows or the white pillows. As you can see, I went back and forth several different times. I don't really think I can go wrong with either of them, but let me know your vote down below. Would you go with the black pillows or the white pillows?
we're running into the wild. Wake me up, I'm tired of dreaming. All my days are yours.
The very last thing to do is just to slightly organize my sideboard. I'll definitely be adding more into this in the future, but for now we have it a little bit organized. And then I just went ahead and had our Roborock start vacuuming the floors because at this point I was so tired and I just wanted to sit down and enjoy my new office.
For the sun, it will
about what I can get just to call you friend, my lord. I know what you said. Life without your love left me clueless. I'm just gonna believe what the truth is. You're my rock, I'll never be ruthless. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. Your love is amazing, your love is enough. You keep changing my life, you keep filling my cup. I want all that you are, not a part of it. That's why all I want is you, yeah. All I want is you, yeah. All I want is you, yeah. All I want is. I found out the gospel isn't really about what I want or what I done. It's way better than the things I set my eyes on. You kept it real with me, you been here since the mile one. Before the world, you said I'm destined as your child. So wherever I run, let me walk along the path you put your light on. God, you see behind the faces that I tried on. Yeah, that's why. All I want is you, yeah. All I want is you, yeah. All I want is you, yeah. All I want is. All I want is you.
So this is how everything turned out. Oh my gosh, it is so different than it was before. I still have the couch and the desk in here like I had before, but there is so much added function. It is such a cozy space to sit in now. I feel so much more productive. I feel like I finally have a great space to work in, and I am just so grateful for this room. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope you learned a few tips and got some ideas for your own space. Like I said, we will be doing our guest room makeover very soon, along with several other makeovers that we have planned. We'll just kind of see where they fit into the schedule of getting them done. But we do have a lot more things to do in this house and a lot more to share with you guys. And if you're interested in seeing some of the other makeovers that we've done in this house and also in our last house, I will leave that playlist right here so you can go ahead and check them out. But thank you so much for being here and watching. I hope you guys have the most amazing day. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you are not already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.